or previous first ladies. There's a lot of people who want to make deep fakes that make it look like we do, but we don't. You do. You do. Melania Trump posed naked. That's fine. I'm not here to shame anybody.
Right.
She worked as a sex worker. Valid, valid, valid. Go right ahead. Embrace it. But don't be a fucking hypocrite. That's what it is. It's the hypocrisy, kids. If you have a problem with the way Democrats behave, you need to shine that same light on your own. But you never do that because you're hypocrites. Trumpocrites, as I like to say. So let me just say, if Jill Biden had put out a book where she was like, I'm very proud of the nude modeling I did back in the day, they would be bleeding from their ears and eyeballs because they'd be freaking out so much.
Right.
And I just, when do you hold anybody in your world accountable for anything they do? Mark Robinson claims to be a black Nazi and poses porny stuff, you know, on the internet and talking about having threesomes and gross stuff with his wife's sister. And everyone's like, that's fine. He can be the governor of North Carolina. We're fine with that. What's wrong with you people? And by you people, I mean MAGA. Because none of this would be okay pre-2016. None of this would be okay with any of you for any reason.
Well, I would argue, and I fixed YouTube while we were chatting, so I think we're okay. You're welcome, YouTube. Good Lord. Yeah, there are a couple of them back up, and this one's, it says,
genius. How far is genius? That boy good.
Hey,
okay, anyway.
All I had to do was like juggle chainsaws from a technological standpoint while trying to maintain a conversation as best I could. But in the
the improv background really helping here.
That's right. The Mark Robinson situation, by the way, there might be a dual stream that's the green screen thing, so you might have to pop over if everybody can share the one that's actually working. Viewership, there I go, I see you. I had to use my OnlyFans account to, no, I'm kidding. So, that's my, hello ladies, what's going on? My OnlyFans account
Did I have
is just...
an OnlyFans? Like, I don't know what could I do on OnlyFans that would make people want to give me money? I don't know.
Hey, there's something for everybody. Again, if we learn anything from Mark Robinson, is that there's a kink with somebody's name on. I think it's like, if you know, I think, what is it, Rule 39? If it exists, the internet has made a porn of it.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
By the way,
matzo ball soup porn somewhere.
Yes, hit a fresh like, everybody, because we're just popping back up on YouTube. So hit us a fresh like, and that'll help grow the audience back to where it was, because I fixed it. God damn it.
You can sign up for my YouTube also. I'm on the YouTube.
There you go.
We have to really boost my YouTube for the future of my podcast.
Yes, I insist.
And whatnot, and do that. So sign up for my YouTube and my Substack, and follow me on all the social medias. We got to blow this book up. Tomorrow, actually, if I can do a bit of business, tomorrow I'm going to be on Jack Hopkins' podcast. So that's going to be fun. He read my book in one day. So that's fun. I like that too. Anyway, back to Mark Robinson. Bragging that you're a black Nazi is bad.
Yeah.
I just want to put that out there.
Again, in the realm of fetishes, I'm sort of literally a hands-off kind of a guy. I don't have any to speak of. And certainly none that require props or costumes. I would just like to say and that's what I think qualifies as a fetish. Anything that just two naked people can do together, that's just a favorite thing. It's not a fetish, right? A fetish involves like a trip to the store. That's just my opinion. And I feel like
you need props, perhaps costumes. And again, your kink shame is cool. Like, no one's kink shaming you, but like, don't be a hypocrite about it. Right. That's what it is. It all boils down to the hypocrisy. And if people in the Republican Party had not had their normal sexual feelings suppressed by the adults around them and were taught to express them in a healthy way, then you wouldn't have stories about Mark Robinson. I don't want to know the things that I know about Mark Robinson.
Yeah, I don't care. At all. Yeah, I don't need either. I don't need any of it. Yeah.
Nope. No need for that. I don't want to know what happened between RFK Jr. and Olivia Nuzzi. I don't want to know about
We never even got to that when I was talking to Cliff about that. So for those of you that don't know, Olivia Nuzzle did this puff piece on RFK Jr. last year, and then afterwards started like soft sexing him, like softcore sexting. Not full on nudes, but just like wink and a nod. I'm in a towel, and if you look in the mirror behind me, you can see more than you can see in the actual shot, kind of thing. That kind of stuff. Yeah. Meanwhile,
he's so gross. He's just so not physically attractive. He doesn't. Nothing about him is. I am a woman, and I don't find anything about him attractive. Never, and I never did actually. Even before he went like super off, broke on through to the other side and will never come back. Just nah.
Well, again, I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum. There's somebody for everybody, but in this particular circumstance, he's gross, she's gross, they're gross, it's gross.
He's cheating on his wife, which again, that's an important distinction. Even
very important.
An emotional affair is still an affair, even if your bodies never touch. If you are having a discussion with someone who is not your partner, and those discussions involve the sexy stuff, you're having an emotional affair, you're cheating. And
I'll go even further than that. Nobody sexts someone nudes if they're not intending on sealing the deal. I would as a touring comedian, I will tell you from experience that texted nudes are the breadcrumbs of road sex. You know what I mean? They are like, see that? Follow me there. Here you go. You want one? Like that's what
I have a black bra with lace. Ooh, I have a thong. Ooh. No. Do you know what the gift of
lace? I'm out. Everybody knows this. I can't do lace.
No. Leather? Are you a leather? Bring to me leather.
No, I mean, I think if
I don't need to know how. I don't want to know what my friend's like in the bedroom. I really don't want to know.
Yeah.
Don't need it. But here's if anyone in the chat room is a lady who is beyond a certain age and has been handed the physical gift of menopause, I am so delighted that I don't care about any of that shit anymore, because now that I have the perspective of going through menopause where nature was like, okay, sweetheart, you're done. I can take a step back and go, you're going to let sex ruin your career? You're going to let an orgasm ruin your
it's even worse than that.
Career?
No, it's even worse than that. Because Olivia Nuzzi is an attractive woman. And believe me, she would not have any difficulty landing anybody at any singles bar that she's out with that are far more attractive than RFK Jr. Seriously, at any point. No problems whatsoever getting laid anytime she wants to in any circumstance. I guarantee she has even exes that might be in relationships still that she could, in case of emergency, break glass and they will DL come over to her house. Like at least one. I guarantee it. That said, so it wasn't even that she was going after RFK Jr. because she needed sexual pleasure or the titillation of that, because it's readily available to her. Clearly. This is about power and money and Kennedy and other stuff, which is fucking gross. It's very Melania. And and speaking of which, I'm sure you heard, I don't know, yours is probably already in the mail, but you can now get a Melania Vote Freedom necklace, which is completely blank on one side. So, quality. And it looks like this, it's basically
not made in China on the back. Are you sure?
It's a Fabrico Sheen. Yeah. It is a fake gold-plated, it's not really gold-plated, fake gold-plated necklace, which again, they even show you the back of it. I don't know why, because there's nothing on it. You know what I mean? It's like...
To represent the nothingness that's in her heart. Just got a dead black heart. There's nothing. She's also selling Christmas ornament. Did you see Christmas ornament she's selling? No. Oh, honey. She's got a Christmas ornament that looks like the Nazi medallion. I am not the iron like that.
Oh, this is pretty close medallion. Too. Yeah. Okay.
I put it on my Twitter last night. So if you go to my Twitter, look at my media. It's one of, I posted them side by side and I was like, because she hates Christmas. Who gives a fuck about Christmas?
Fuck the Christmas.
Nobody. She remembered her bloody Christmas decorations.
The stalagmite fangs. Yeah.
Around the same time, they turned the Rose Garden into the backyard of Auschwitz because it was just like scorched that earth. She hates everything and everyone.
Jesus Christ, that's terrible. What the fuck? What the
Look
fuck?
at that. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, yes.
Do you
Heil
not
Christmas.
see the problem there?
I wish I could not see the problem there. Also, it vaguely looks like the ships in Guardians of the Galaxy that they linked together to fight off what's his name. It's just ugly.
Pull the string in,
And that's yeah.
And Uber Alles.
Yeah, a lot of overlap.
Come on, stop it. I mean, they're really not hiding it. Just like Mike Pillow is offering your My Pillows now at the bargain price of $14.88.
Yes.
So if you know, you know. He doesn't like these people. That's why I got an even bigger one. I really went on DNC. I was really hoping we would
wait a minute. 1488?
Yep. He sure is. He sure is.
Fucking hell.
I know. There's an ad. I guess I saw it yesterday somewhere where I was just like, that's very subtle. Super subtle of Mike Pillow to do that. So
yikes.
We see you. We see what you're doing. Come on, you big dumb bullies. Just dumb. Everything that they're doing, everything they're clinging to, the dumb distractions, the things that they try. It's sad. It's pathetic. I mean, crypto, gold coins, Christmas ornament. You were talking about this
not even gold coins. Fire sale. Silver coins. So Trump's coin that he put out last week is selling. It's a 1 ounce. It's a 1 ounce silver coin for $100. Just for the folks at home. Just for the folks at home. An ounce of silver is $30. Just for that. Just hang on. Oh, and by the way, people are saying what's
Jesus? I'm sorry.
So people are asking what's 1488. The 14 words are have to do with this like neo-Nazi phrase that's in the, I want to say it's in the Turner Diaries and that kind of shit, but it's it's like this
final solution or something.
Yeah, it's also a pledge to protect the white race or something like that. It's 14 words. I'll look it up. But the 88 is HH. It's the 8th letter in the alphabet twice, which is Heil Hitler. That's what that is.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes they use different numbers to represent the countries that Jews have been kicked out of, and they'll say that there's one more. So there's one more. I forget what that number is because it's not important enough to me to think about how people use anti-Semitism against
31 or something like that. 32
something like that, and it's going to be 32. They're going to kick us out of America too. Fuck you. You're not kicking anybody out of anywhere. And you're certainly not kicking this Jew off of Twitter. You fucking Nazis. That's it. I don't let Nazis run me out.
Right.
And when people were starting to leave Twitter, I was like, why would you do that? Would you turn your back on the Jews? Is that what you're doing? Because as recently as Friday, 3 days ago, Donald Trump, it was Thursday night, Donald Trump was saying that if he loses the election, it's because of the Jews. Blaming the Jews is a really great, easy, lazy tactic to just gin people up when you got nothing else. Right?
Well, I would say Rachel Maddow seemed puzzled by this because she said Jews are like 2.4% of the populace, so what would they swing? And I would say that's not what he's saying. He's not saying he would lose those votes and therefore they would be to blame for not putting him over the top in certain areas. He's saying that behind the scenes, the Jews are manipulating the election. And if he loses, it's because they disenfranchised maggot voters or helped black people or foreign invaders vote. That's what he means. When he says the Jews would be to blame if he loses the election, he means it's the Jews that are bringing the brown people into the country. And how do I know this? Because the very fine people that marched at fucking Charlotte were walking around with tiki torches saying the Jews will not replace us. That's what they're talking about. That's what they meant. And that's what he meant.
Right. And no one's trying to replace anybody, by the way.
Yeah.
Again, There's, again, I can't reiterate this enough. There's no invasion. No one's
Yeah.
coming for you or your job
There's
or
not
your
20
wife
million
or
people in the country. There's barely 10. There's like 10.3, which is lower than it was in 2015, for fuck's sake. Like, and again, anybody who came in got kicked right back out because of Title 42 and came back in again and then got kicked out and then came back in and got kicked out. One person crossing the border 5 times and being removed every single time is not 5 people crossing the border. They're not even one. They're one person kicked out 6 times because they crossed 5 times. That's how it works.
Right. Or when they say that the border police stopped 100 people from crossing the border illegally. Okay, good. That's a good thing. That means the Border Patrol's doing their job, even under the president who is Joe Biden. So again, those arguments don't make any sense. And once again, let us reiterate that Donald Trump told House Republicans to vote against the bipartisan border bill because he was afraid of it passing and that making his campaign look bad. That's why you don't have a border bill right now. And that was the best border bill you're ever going to get. You're never going to get a better one because Democrats have written stuff into it and everyone would get something out of it, except Donald Trump. So that's why that happened. And guess who wants to sign that bill into law? A President Kamala Harris. Yes. She wants to sign that bill for you. But you're just like, why don't you just, I don't know, take a step back and be like, what is it that I really want and what's more important?
Right. Well, again, what's really important is not that there aren't illegal immigrants coming across the border. That is not what Donald Trump or any of his buddies care about, because if they did, they would put the employers in jail. They would put the big agribusiness guys and the fucking fellow Mar-a-Lago owners who hire people under the table to do the landscaping and all kinds of shit like that without paying them a living wage, and they and any benefits or any of that shit, or use fake social security numbers, and they know about it. If there was no way to hire them because the people who knew they would go to jail, the problem would dry up really fucking fast. Or what would actually happen is it would convert to a legitimate above-board visa situation where these migrant workers would get temporary work visas seasonally in some instances or relatively permanently based on the needs of the workforce. That's what would actually fucking happen. But then Trump at Mar-a-Lago and Bedminster and his fucking California sites and all this stuff would actually have to pay people a decent amount of money, and they don't want to do that. So what he wants is vilify these people, threaten them with this mass deportation fucking thing, right? And then scare the shit out of them that if they pop their head up and say, I'm here illegally, but I'm being exploited, they'll immediately, along with their entire family and their children, be tossed out of the fucking country, so you have them under your thumb. And as an employer, you can just get slave labor effectively. That's what we're talking about. That's what would stop it. Donald Trump hires illegal immigrants to work at Mar-a-Lago. Period. End of story. He's been busted for it before. They do it all the time. And if he'd have gone to jail for that, we wouldn't even be talking about this dumb motherfucker years ago.
But nothing sticks to him. So maybe something will finally stick to him between Judge Chutkan and what happens in November, on November 26th, when he's finally sentenced.
Or maybe this.
For 6 years.
Hold on.
Trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy.
Absolutely.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. Is he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that question.
Oh, wow. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
Diddy for 6 years.
That's, yeah. That, I mean, again.
The best people said only the worst
hashtag
I haven't really done enough of a deep dive into the Diddy stuff just because what I know is gross enough, and 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Why? I don't want to know. I really don't. But that it seems that what I'm seeing now is all of these celebrities who were friends with him, who never spoke out against him. Apparently he got blackmail on all of them. Yep. Like, come over to my party and do some cocaine and then fuck this hot girl I found for you. Oh no, it was on tape. Now you have
and
to be
she's
my
17.
Forever.
Right.
It's that, right?
Yeah. Well, that's no. Diddy's stuff is even worse. So Diddy's stuff is, run of the mill, like blackmail stuff, like Epstein was accused of, like Trump participated in. And and has been known as Teflon Don for a long time because his wives wouldn't leave him and his business wouldn't get hurt if you blackmailed him. So it didn't help. It didn't until the Russian stuff caught up to him. There wasn't anything that could put him in jail. And Trump he's a mama's boy, so he likes big tits. So he's not going to go after a prepubescent girl or a young girl. He likes, what I think Doug Stanhope would say, women on the brown side of ripe. Like he's, yeah, is that so Trump can wait, until it's no longer illegal. He's not looking for somebody, unless it's his daughter, I guess. But that said, Diddy's thing, Sean Combs, because I hate calling these dumbasses by their fucking username once they've been arrested for this stuff. Like, I think people call it our
name too. It's like, dude, get like the narcissism and all of that they just
like Kanye West and like this Yeezy bullshit, or them calling him Yee, or by the way, which comes from Black Jesus anyway. So fuck that dude. 6 ways to Sunday, no pun intended. But Trump and Diddy, the whole back and forth between them, and here's why the Sean Combs shit is really bad. Primarily, the dude should have. I believe most people wrote him off when that video came out of him beating Cassie as she tried to flee his room. Because from that point forward, fuck you. Like, you may have heard about it, you may have, or it may have been a back and forth, and you can believe some sort of bullshit he said, she said, because you like their music or some shit like that. But if a video of Michael Jackson beating a 12-year-old boy who was running naked from his hotel room came out, again, it gets really clear really fucking fast. Okay?
Yeah.
So everything after this has just been, I give a fuck. Fuck him. He's a monster. Don't care. But what, beyond the fact that he would, he was physically abusive to her, was that he would drug and kidnap these women effectively, hire male porn stars to have sex with them while they were under the influence while he watched, which is rape. And if you don't believe me, go read the text messages from Paul Manafort's daughters when they talk about why they don't talk to their father anymore, because that's what Paul Manafort would do. His wife was in a car accident. She is mentally diminished because of it. She can't remember names and places. She has difficulty with vertigo and that kind of stuff. And Paul Manafort, who Donald Trump hired to be a campaign guy, got broomed and then hired back, and we know all this stuff during that time, so Trump didn't have a problem with any of this behavior, would hire guys off of Craigslist to fuck his wife who couldn't say no. Just fuck him. Like I gotta tell you, it like makes my goddamn skin crawl.
So
and Combs, yes, and Combs is the same kind of dude. Same shit, because if your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, your woman is under the influence of drugs or alcohol, or whether she has a brain injury that makes her unable to speak or say no, same difference, motherfucker. Just because.
So gross. It's so gross. It's so evil.
Just fucking no. Just no. No.
Matt Gaetz did it too. Matt Gaetz did it to a teenager.
Yes. Right.
Repeatedly did that to teenagers.
Right. So last Thursday, by the way, same day that Trump's Truth Social stock became available to sell by everybody who owns some, there was a filing in a Florida courtroom that that names Matt Gaetz specifically in a criminal charge of rape, essentially, of a 17-year-old high school girl whose mother dropped her off at a fucking party that he went to at one of his rich bro friends' house, along with that guy Joel Greenberg, who went to fucking jail and is also going to testify in the very same trial. And they've been working on, what his deal is this entire fucking time. And what did that guy do? What did Joel Greenberg do for Matt Gaetz? He made fake IDs for underage girls. Well, what the fuck do you need those for? I'll tell you what you need them for. Flying them out of the state. You need a fake ID. Yeah, that's sex trafficking.
Okay. I just want to make sure people understand that. Because
Right.
it's sex trafficking of minors.
Yes. Also, I'm a real hard ass about this. It's one of the reasons why, like, I have jokes about this in my act, but it's a very serious topic with me, is that I won't even have sex with a woman who's been drinking, because I want her to be fully, awake and aware when she experiences the magic. I don't want her to forget tomorrow morning I put too much effort in. But the point is, right. I don't, that being the joke, but the reality is I will not sleep with a woman who's intoxicated or drunk or at all. Even if she's conscious, aware, and open to it, period. Fucking no. It's a sober act to me. That said, fucking hell. Gaetz, the fact that they have a 17-year-old girl who can't consent in the first place because she's 17, who they've flown out of state, who can't get home because she flew where she got to with a fake ID. God knows where her real ID is, right?
It's probably somewhere in Matt Gaetz' house.
Yes, in Florida. Motherfucker.
In Florida.
And then they're dosing her on ecstasy and getting her drunk?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Guys, it's just so sick and terrible and disgusting.
Jesus.
And I hope that you all come to that realization. So here's another issue. Something's wrong with my iPhone and won't hold a charge, and I'm like in the red very badly. So we're gonna have to cut this short, unfortunately.
We're almost done. Okay.
Get my book at TaraDublinRocks.com. Watch me tomorrow on Jack Hopkins. I'm gonna get my own. I saw the thumbs up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my own podcast eventually on Sexy Liberal. I'm gonna talk to Ron about that later. And please sign up for my Substack and follow me everywhere. And just, if you ever have a question about the truth, please ask me. And also get my book, The Sound of Settling, at TaraDublinRocks.com.
There you go.
Thanks.
Excellent.
Well
done.
Guys.
All right, I'll let you go too. Thanks so much. And sorry we ended on such a gross note, but we got to cover this stuff because these people are monsters. Okay, bye. There she goes. And I'm going to do something real quick, kids, if you'll allow me. Is that I'm going to end the stream right now, and then I'm going to restart it after messing with some of the settings to see if I can get around the issue that we're having in future. So I apologize if this is not normal production and normal morning or what have you, but just saying. Give me 1 minute, and I will be right back up. I hope. Fingers crossed. And then hopefully it might remedy the issue that they're having so that I can have a backup in case later on for this afternoon show something eats shit. Okay. I'll put up my end screen just so that we at least can finish. Okay. See you in a minute.